What's up, guys? John here, Titan Talk Tuesday. Feeling kind of tan, guys. If you guys didn't know, I took Sharice on a little vacay for the weekend. Went away, just lay down some sun, try to get some relaxation in. At that point, come back a little tan and be ready to rock and roll with Titan. Got a lot of new things going on, a lot of things in the mix, presently and in the future. So, a lot of things to come. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Everybody join. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to be talking about the therapy of the week. AOD, Advanced Obesity Drug, or AOD 9604. It's really, really cool. Tendon supplements, we have some stuff for that, Eric, so please just wait, and I'll definitely answer some things to help you out there. So we're going to be talking about AOD 9604, how it helps, what it does. We're going to talk about traveling with medication. So as I told you, I was traveling this last weekend. So I carry all my medications with me. I take them all with me. And it's like a little pharmacy, basically, with, my therapies, all my Titan therapies, as far as my amino acids, Titan Complete's in there, Hercules Potion's in there, always my go-tos. I have all my other supplements, my other therapies with me as far as that goes. My HCG, which is cold. I take my Titan Ultra, which is cold. BPC 157, TB 500, which are awesome for tendons, muscle tears, connective tissue, joints. So there's a lot of different benefits with that. So I bring those with me too. Now, the supplements like Hercules Potion or Titan Complete or any pills like ECAs or anything like that, or hair health capsules I may be taking, those all can be worn. So those can be taken in different ways. So I'm going to go over that with you guys. I want to talk about some of the different blood tests that maybe you guys can ask your general practitioners for, or you can come to Titan for, to add for health benefits for you guys. I know we talk about hormones all the time, making sure those are in check, and some of the vitamin levels and stuff like that. But there are some other tests that maybe you guys can test for that can maybe basically help you guys tweak or dial in what's going on if there's a problem, or get better performance, or just get more out of life as far as quality of life concerns. So there are some different tests out there that maybe your general practitioner is not testing you for, or you're the hormone clinic or whatever it may be, but you can make these tests or do these tests with us or somebody else. At that point, maybe find the answer to the problem you're searching for. So I'll go over some of that with you too. I also get the question quite a bit, and I've answered this question 3 times today. It was how to lower SHBG, sexual hemoglobin, globulin, and how to raise free testosterone, right? So those answers go hand in hand. There is a medication out there that will do both things for you. So at that point, that's a question for me all the time. How do I lower SHBG, raise free testosterone? There are patients out there that have decent testosterone total numbers, but their free numbers are very, very low. At that point, they're not utilizing what their body has, and so they're feeling those symptoms of low testosterone. So at that point, they don't want to feel like that. They see a total which is decent. Some doctors just go off total, some just go off free testosterone levels to prescribe. So some doctors won't even help them out. They're just like, listen, everything's all right there. You're total. You're fine. Your body's just not utilizing. Your SHBG's too high. Want to bring that down. And how can you do that? So I will talk about a therapy that can do that. We also want to go over our events coming up. A lot of great Titan events coming up, especially August, September. We've got a lot of different things. From bodybuilding shows, we've got some special need events that we're getting into, charity events. Woo! We've got tons and tons of stuff. So that, I want you to keep it locked to the newsletter, keep it locked to our social media. I will talk about these things weekly, but I try to keep them within the week or every 2 weeks of what's going on, just to keep it fresh, so you guys know what's going on immediately. So Callie, Eric, yes, we can help you guys out nationwide, Titan Medical Center. All you guys got to do is call or text 727-389-3220. You can DM us. At that point, we'll get back to you. Make sure you guys go to the Titan Medical Facebook page, or if you're on Instagram, you guys can DM Instagram. We'll get back to you there with your questions. But the fastest way to contact us to get information about blood testing, our therapies, or just some information is to call or text 727-389-3220. I would like to say that to you guys. I get that question all the time. How do I get this information? Well, it's real simple and real easy. We have so many levels of communication. It's crazy these days. All right, and I want to talk to you guys about the Ultimate Health Bible. I'm going to go through this thing with you guys, some of these chapters, and kind of break down of some of the information you guys can get out of it before you even purchase it. And I have the book right here for you guys. So we will go over, the first chapter, I guess, in chapter 1. And this is really, really cool. It's bad lifestyle habits to avoid and contribute to accelerated aging and poor health. Awesome information. I'll go over some of that with you guys and some of the stuff that you guys can do. So let's get into AOD 9604, the therapy of the week. What's up, Warren Limo? How you doing, man? So this is the advanced obese drug, okay? Advanced obesity drug. And what it's going to do is it's going to help. So the trials in it are to help you lose weight around the visceral fat area, around the stomach areas especially. It's great. It's called like a fat burner. It's a modified form of amino acids. It's 176 of 191 of the GH polypeptides. So if you know growth hormone or anything about growth hormone is just a sequence of 191 amino acids. And at that point, that's the way it is. So when you're injecting that, that's what it is. So it's 176 of those amino acids in the sequence. And the best thing about this is you're supposed to get all the benefits of increasing your natural growth hormone without getting the negative consequences of it. So at that point, when you're increasing this and you're not raising, let's say like on growth hormone, blood sugar maybe it rise, and blood sugar is a bad thing, insulin resistance. So at that point, when your blood sugar rises, that means that you have high sugar levels in the body. And high sugar levels in the body can be a bad thing. And it's a silent killer. Diabetes, right? And diabetes on the rise. Diabetes 2, type 2, and type 1. So, type 2, they give you some medications like metformin, some other, A1C medicines, hemoglobin A1C medicines to help lower those blood sugars down. So that's kind of, one thing that you're not going to have to deal with. You're also not going to have to deal with any of the negative effects, possibly like cortisol levels rising. So that's a negative effect that you can get out of it. Cortisol is a stress hormone. So if you have high cortisol levels, you could be retaining water, holding fat in different areas. There's a lot of negative different side effects. And that's where we talk about blood testing and really seeing what's going on. Cortisol is really not having to be blood tested a lot unless you're underneath high stress levels or if there's something else going on that could be causing stress or high cortisol levels. So at that point, if you think you're having these issues, it's always good to blood test. It's very simple and very easy to do. And when you do your full blood test workup, you can have them do it. What up, Big Drew? Big Drew's on here, Titan Athlete, my man. All right, R's doing his thing behind there. So, all right. So look into that. So no negative side effects like you would get with a growth hormone, let's say, and growth hormone is a lot more expensive, and you're going to deal with possible negative side effects of taking it long or high doses. It's looked down upon by the DEA, so it's not prescribed heavily by a lot of different doctors around the country. And if you find somebody heavily prescribing it, there could be an issue there. So at that point, you want to make sure you're safe. Now, AOD 9604 has GRAS status by the FDA. So what does GRAS mean? GRAS. That's generally regarded as safe. So it's got a great safety profile to it too as well. So it's great as far as long-term usage in taking visceral fat or fat off the body. It's not going to be something you inject and it just burns fat. So don't think that. Don't ever think that. Something that tells you that you're just immediately going to do this and you're going to immediately change at 100% is kind of crazy. You see some of these programs come out. Get shredded in 3 weeks. Well, get shredded if you're 80 pounds obese or not. So that's a big thing. And when we talk about obesity, we know the statistics in the United States, I think it's over 60%, maybe higher now. So at that point, we know that health ailments come from obesity. We know that we put more strain on our bodies. We're carrying more weight on our bodies than we're not supposed to. The body's working harder, guys. You're a little bit overweight or you're obese. You're having these health ailments. We recommend that you change your diet and you begin an exercise program immediately. Usually doctors will tell you that right off the bat. Listen, don't eat as much, right? That's what they say. Don't eat as much. Make sure you're exercising more regularly. So at that point, you really got to look into this. So yes, diet is a tool. So you have to have some sort of diet. And I don't mean not eating diet or ketogenic diet or some specialty diet. But I'm talking about a diet as far as eating healthy foods, right? getting what you're supposed to get in for nutrients as best as possible. Now, I know it's hard to do because it's hard for me. If you're traveling, if you're on vacation, you got kids, you're working 10 or 12 hours a day. You're in these crazy shift hours. I talk to all kinds of people in all kinds of jobs every day. Where you're a police officer doing 12-hour shifts, you're a cardiac nurse, you're just a full-time mother. You got 4 kids, and all with the same daddy or whatever it may be. So it's just craziness. You got kids yanking on you. You're in the ER this amount of time in surgery, in the OR. You're on this shift. You have to be 100% focused at all times because, man, it's scary out there for a lot of different people, especially police officers. I gotta say, it's scary out there for you guys. So at that point, you guys got to be 100%. You guys got to make sure that body's working right. So, I talk to these people in all different things. So make sure that you are doing the right things for your body. And if you're not getting the right nutrients for your body, that's why I am the biggest proponent of our injectable amino acids and vitamins or some of these different things. Because I was deficient in some of these areas. And once I put these back into my body, I'm feeling 110% better. I'm telling you guys. So at that point, when you do, and that's what a lot of our patients experience, they felt bad for so long that's normal to them. But that's not normal, right? You shouldn't feel like that. And at that point, if you are feeling like that, do something about it. I said that in one of these posts today. I'm like, it will generally affect you. It's only going to affect you, your health. So at that point, you got to do something about it. I can't make you do it. Shreese can't make you do it. Art can't make you do it. Anybody in here cannot make you do it. You're going to have to go to the water and drink the water, right? Or the Kool-Aid per se, and really trust the process and make sure you're not cheating yourself. That's another big one. My hands hurt. What can I do to make them feel better? Your hands hurt is in joint area, Warner? Let me know on that. I'll try to help you out. Blood work is key. Big Drew said it. Blood work's key, and that's what we were talking about, some of these blood panels. So definitely look into some of these areas, and if you can't get somebody to help you in these blood panels, Titan Medical Center can help you out nationwide blood panels, and we can do a la carte tests. That means that we can pick 1 or 2 tests out that you need, or you can do full panels on you guys. We can really run some of these things and really see what's going on and maybe have one of these deficiencies, and maybe you can substitute it and maybe really, really feel better, at that point. We were talking about vegans today. Whether you're a vegan or not, hormones can be one thing. You could look at them at a negative effect. But vitamins and amino acids, your body is comprised of those and hormones. But at these points, you're going to need some of these things because you might not get the nutrition that you need. It's a fact. So at that point, you need to find out and make sure you're getting the nutrition. Make sure you're doing everything correctly. Blood test if you don't know. I always tell you that. What's it take? It takes a blood test. See what's going on. You got the piece of mind and the piece of paper, right? Document it. Traveling with medications. Warner, I'll get back to your question. He said it's just cramping. What up, Chris? All right, so when you're traveling with medications, it's really, really important. One thing is have your prescriptions, right? Don't be really traveling with anything you're not supposed to be traveling with. Usually TSA really doesn't have a problem with it. If you're going through customs, they might look at it more in depth of what you have. But usually if you're carrying, you have your medications, you have your needles and syringes, you can put them in the bag. And when they come from like Titan Medical Center, you'll get syringes and they'll have your prescription for the syringes on the plastic bag. You can always keep that and always put them in there, and then you can have them, put them on your carry-on, per se, all your warm items. So any item that you don't need to be refrigerated. So ECA Stack, Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, testosterone, anastrozole, those products, hair health capsules, hair foam, those things that don't need to be refrigerated, put them in a plastic bag, a Ziploc plastic bag with your prescription bottles and then the vials. At that point, you will be good. You can put them on your carry-on. You can take them out with you. I usually carry 300 syringes with me, and I usually carry at least 2 bottles of Hercules Potion, 2 Titan Complete. I've got 1 for Serenity. If I have a problem sleeping, I barely use it because I sleep like a baby because I'm working so much. I usually crash out when I am ready to sleep. And then, just some of the other ones. So at that point, you can put them in your bag. You can carry them with you on you. You'll have your medications. Now, if you have cold items. Now, this is the really big one that I get about cold items. Glutathione's one of them. HCG, when you reconstitute it, you need to refrigerate it. BPC 157, TB 500, if they need to be reconstituted, that means that if they come in a powdered form and you're putting the liquid in there to dilute the medication and swirl it around so it's mixed, now it's reconstituted. So at that point, you're usually refrigerating that medication. Now, John, I'm leaving on a trip next week. What do I do with cold items? Because I don't think I can take them through TSA and take them through. They have a problem with liquids and stuff like that. So what you're going to want to do is you get like a sandwich bag that zips, or a hard box, just a little one. It doesn't have to be big. I would get 2 ice packs. Now the ones that you would usually put in your kid's ice pack, the ones that usually have water in the inside and that you freeze, that are sealed, they're usually blue if you go to like Publix or supermarket. Get 2 of those, little ones. You can put your medication in between there. Put the ice packs in there. Zip up the bag or lock it. Make sure it's sealed tight, okay? And you get one that seals tight. And at that point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to do the bagging, all right? And I always resort back to not just double bag, triple bag, quadruple bag. So make sure you're getting like 4 plastic bags. From your supermarket, they have the plastic bags, or from, any shopping center or whatever it is. If you get a thicker one, that's even better. Don't get the thin ones. But if you can get a thicker one, do the 3 thin on the inside if you have thin ones, and the 4th one on the outside, tie it all together. And the reason you do this is because those ice packs, depending on where you're traveling, and I just got back from St. Martin, so it's really, really hot in those airports and those airplanes, especially when they have to sit there for a while. It just depends. So at that point, when you're traveling, or it could be 24 hours, you at least have those ice packs, and everything should stay very cool or cold in there. They don't have to be freezing cold, but you want them at least chilled or cool to the touch. And at that point, your medications, the condensation, the water from them will not get on your clothes or anything else that's in your suitcase. That's why you bag them so much, and just make sure, right? And when you get to the airport, or excuse me, when you get to the hotel or wherever you're staying, make sure you have a refrigerator, right? You can always call and say, I need a fridge. Now, usually they'll accommodate you. Second thing they'll try to say is, all right, well, we'll have to charge you for the fridge. Then you tell them that it's for your medication, or you should say that right off the bat. You should tell them either when you're booking or when you first get there, I need to check in, I need a refrigerator for my medication. And it's true. So you have the medication there, you'll get a refrigerator, usually they'll put it right there. Now, if they have no refrigerators, and I've went through all these experiences, that's why I can tell you the best thing to do. So if they don't have a refrigerator there for you, or they're sold out refrigerators, or everyone's broken, whatever it may be, the best thing to do after that point is get an ice bucket. Get the ice bucket, make sure that your medications are still wrapped in the plastic. You can put it in there on top of the ice, and it'll keep the medication chilled and cool. Also for your ice packs, get one of those buckets, put the ice pack on the blue one on the bottom, put all the ice and cover it on top. By the morning, that ice pack will be chilled and usually frozen. And at that point, you can put it in that bag and you're ready to travel back to wherever you're going. Those are my little trips, or my little tips for traveling with medications that are cool. I have a video on YouTube about it. I'll make another video so you guys do what give you more free tests and lower hemoglobin. All right, so I will answer that question right now. I'm going to get to that right now. But so if you have any questions or concerns on how to travel with medication, do it. I just put a small cooler with ice pack and carry on TSA. Cheap, but not a problem. Knock on wood. Mark Buchetti, that is perfect, dude. You can do that too. There's a lot of different things you can do. I love when patients share their experiences, because a lot of patients travel with their medications like I do. They're CEOs or they're business guys, they're traveling, whatever it may be, or family, and they need to do it. So at that point, that's a great one too. So I hope that's give you a little bit of information. Like I said, YouTube, there's a whole video. I break it down. I'll make another video, a more up-to-date one, and I'll show you the exact things that I use, and so you guys go out and maybe get those exact things if you want them, right? All right, so the next thing is how to raise free testosterone and lower SHBG. And I just got this question right here. All right, it's right on Instagram. So if you guys want to know this. All right, so get it all the time. Either you have 2 things going on, right? You have a good total testosterone and you have a low free testosterone, right? Now, you're not utilizing that free testosterone out of the total. So your body's not utilizing what you got. So you're having these symptoms. So you're like, what can I do? So it depends on the total, right? The drug is called Danazol. D-A-N-A-Z-O-L-E. Okay? And it was made as almost like an aromatase inhibitor, Danazol. If you know the cousins of Danazol, you're talking about letrozole and anastrozole, which are aromatase inhibitors. So Danazol is supposed to be an aromatase inhibitor, all right? But it doesn't really work too well in A2. Now, what it does work very well with is lowering SHBG and raising free testosterone levels. Now, the recommended dosage, and this drug was made for women, so the recommended dosage between 25 milligrams and 75 milligrams for prescribed dosages through the practitioners. 25 milligrams is what our practitioner usually does for patients. At that point, it really does raise free testosterone levels. Now, if you have a high total testosterone level, like 8 or 900, this might not be a good therapy for you. Now, it's not supposed to suppress testosterone levels as far as total wise, but there could be a suppression there. Anything when you start messing with hormones, you could suppress. So at that point, I wouldn't mess with it if you have a great total. But lowering SHBG, there are some different ways, like coffee and stuff like that, that you can look into. If you are still having this issue, you may want to ask your practitioner, or you can come to Titan for Danazol. And Danazol is a good one, and it's worked great for a lot of different patients of ours that have had these issues. High SHBG, doesn't know why they're having high SHBG, look into their diet, look into their different things that are going on with their body, can't find a problem. As soon as the Danazol gets in, boom, free test goes up, SHBG goes down, and most of these guys are on testosterone therapy anyway. So it was really frustrating for them because they had low T to begin with. Now they've went on testosterone replacement, now their totals went up, they're still having symptoms. It's because their free testosterone was still low. At that point, the Danazol kicked in with the testosterone replacement therapy, kicked everything up, knocked everything right back to where it needed to be. At that point, your patients, or our patients, started feeling great. So if you're looking into that, Danazol is what you're looking for. All right? Events. We got tons of events coming up, guys. So events, August, I think, is the next ones. All right, so, oh no, we have the Dexter Jackson Classic. I forgot all about that. Stacy Masita, I think that's this weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
This Saturday, Stacy will be out in Jacksonville, the Dexter Jackson Classic. We just got into that. Stacy's out there. She's going to be showing lots of love. Lots of free Titan gear is going to be out there, guys. So make sure you go up to the booth, show Stacy some love, sign up for the newsletter, like our Facebook and Instagram, get some free Titan gear, and show us Titan some love. Take pictures out there if you guys are out there, all right? All right. Very cool. All right, so the next one. PCA, Mid-Florida, right? This is August 11th. So that's a Sunday. We will be out there in Sanford representing PCA USA. We'll be out there with man Ian Harrison, all the great athletes. This is the last one to get qualified for the championships. And that's where the big money's at, the pro card status is at, all that. So that is the last one. If you guys haven't competed in one of those PCAs, definitely get into it. You guys can possibly win money there. You can possibly get the qualifications for the championships and get some more money and possible pro status later on. So at that point, if that's what you guys are looking for, definitely check into it, right? Next weekend after that, 2019, Titan Medical presents the Florida State Classic with our man, Dennis Warner. It's going to be on. So we're going to have awesome guest posers, right? As you can see, we'll be at Olympia High, and we will be there in full effect, giving out tons of Titan gear, talking to you, answering your questions. Some other IFBB pros there with me probably. Big Drew right alongside me. So it should be really, really awesome, guys. So make sure you guys come out there and visit us the next weekend. They'll both be in the Orlando area, so I hopefully will see you guys from Tampa and Orlando and surrounding areas. I'll see you guys then. Next after that, September 7th, Iron Bay Classic. My man Jose Santiago, national qualifier. Big things. Hero class involved with this. We're going to be in full effect. Titan Medical Center will be there, giving out tons of Titan swag, talking to you guys, just participating. We love that event as well, man. My man, Jose Santiago, big shout out to him and Santran. All right, guys. So that's really what we got event-wise. We got tons of more events coming up. I'm just leaving it to certain amounts, so I'm not making your head spin round and round and round about this. All right? But let's get into chapter 1. So if you guys have not picked up the Ultimate Health Bible, your guide to anti-aging, fat loss, and disease prevention. All right? It's on Amazon, Kindle, Barnes & Nobles, wherever you want. The first chapter, bad lifestyle habits to avoid and that contribute to accelerated aging and poor health. So in here we talk about bad lifestyle habits, poor sleep, bad nutrition, no exercising, right? At that point, those are 3 main things that you can change in your daily life that will help you with disease prevention, anti-aging, right? And will also help usual weight loss. So at that point, when you're doing these things, make sure that your lifestyle is changing. It's not just about a diet or an exercise program. It's really about a lifestyle change. So when you're looking at some of the negative things you're doing in your lifestyle, whether it may be drugs, whether it may be alcohol, whether it may be You're just not exercising, right? At that point, really look at some of these things and want to change these things. If you really want to change your life and you want to feel better and you want to look better and you want to perform better, you'll make these simple changes one at a time if you need to. And at that point, your progression will go up. You guys will feel a lot better, look a lot better, and perform a lot better. I promise you. So at that point, really look into the book. There's tons of chapters in there, but I just want to give you one example. Maybe you don't know some of the things you're doing wrong. This might help you realize some of those things so you can turn it around. And at that point, you might ask yourself a question. What should I be doing? And in there's a chapter that tells you what you should be doing, how you can be eating better, what you could be eating, how you can be training better, what you can be training, blood tests. You know, we talk about blood tests all the time. And I tell you guys, look into some of the different blood tests that are out there. Don't just go by what your general practitioner or your doctor says. Everything looks fine, you're healthy as a horse. What does that mean to you? All right, that means you're healthy. He's telling you you're healthy, but what was he really looking at to tell you that you're healthy? Was he doing cancer screenings? Was he doing any of these different tests? Hemoglobin A1C, which is an average of your sugar levels. Vitamin D, which is a hormone. I know they call it vitamin D, but it's a hormone. You know, it regulates a lot of different things in the body. So at that point, you should be looking, and those are very basic tests. I talked about cortisol today. We talked about LH, FSH on other Titan Talks. So that's another one. Follicle-stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone. I get that question all the time because FSH and luteinizing hormone, those go down for like a guy per se, and they stimulate the testes to produce testosterone. So when those usually go down, you usually have low T, or there's some other issue, hypergonadism, secondary hypergonadism. There's a lot of different things out there. So when you start looking at those things, look at that. Now, what can raise LH and FSH? That's another question I get quite a bit, because those things will elevate testosterone once those are lit up. So at that point, look into Clomid. Clomid is one that is used most commonly to raise luteinizing hormone and follicle-stimulating hormone, LH, FSH. And at that point, it should help boost those levels. If anything, it's going to help reignite it. It should raise testosterone levels. You might not get the symptoms gone per se, but your levels should be good. You should be producing more semen at that point, and libido should be up there a little bit. Now, there are negative side effects to Clomid for some people. Depression, dark thoughts. So if you're getting those negative side effects, you're just not feeling good, it might not be a good medication for you. HCG is probably the only other thing on that end that's going to help. And it mimics the LH. It doesn't stimulate per se. It doesn't have that direct signal, but it mimics that luteinizing hormone signal to the testes to help ignite them, which will raise testosterone levels. That's what HCG does, and increases sperm count. So at that point, you can look into those different things. I talk to a lot of people about this all the time. Fertility per se, that's a big one. Guys and ladies want to get pregnant. I get a ton of people that come at me, guys especially, that have been on testosterone, whether it be black market or they've been through a doctor for a long, long time, and they're scared about getting pregnant. Like, well, I've been on gear for 20 years. I don't know if I'm going to get my wife pregnant. I'm probably, just done toast. Or I've been on gear for 20 years to make sure I was infertile, but now I want to get my wife pregnant. What do I do? So at that point, listen, guys, I've been with some people that are late 40s, been on testosterone replacement therapy for over 10 or 15 years, and at that point, we had to go through it, I promise you, a whole year. And Jeff Bahar was one guy on here. He wrote this book with me. And we went through protocols like crazy. HCG, Clomid, constant sperm analysis. So we seen how fast the sperm moved, the movement of it, the concentration of the sperm, the whole nine. You got to get some of this data, right? And then you got to see what's working. And then kind of go with that and make sure. And then you're going to have to shoot. And but when I mean shoot, you're going to have to shoot 1,000,000 times to possibly get that one in and win. So, and that's kind of what it is. So you got to have the libido effect too. So just crashing testosterone levels. There's some doctors out there that will say, all right, listen, we know that testosterone is going to shut down your natural production. So you're going to come off testosterone until you get pregnant and then go back on testosterone. And our doctors don't really think that way here. There's a different way that we approach things because you need libido and you need to have the bull effect. That's what I call it. The bull effect is that you want to have sex. You want to reproduce. It's like that rooster going around the yard. He's all, because he's ready. He's ready at all times. And he's going to hit all those hens up. That's how you want to be mentally, but with your wife and girlfriend. And at that point, hit it and make sure you're taking the ACG and those other things to make sure you're getting enough semen in there to hopefully score that goal. So if you guys have questions about any of these therapies I talked about, you guys can call or text 727-389-3220. Another thing I want to end on today before I talk to you about the social medias and tune in and all that great stuff. Guys, I hold Titan Medical Center at a very high standard for our patients and for myself. So at that point, if we're not hitting that standard, I want you to let me know. I want you to DM me or Charisse, and let us know what we can do better to help you guys, or maybe to educate you guys if you guys want to know more questions. But if you're not getting the right answers or you feel like something's off, please let me know, because I promise you we will take action to it and make sure that we we eliminate the problem or we fix the problem. So at that point, I want to hear from you guys if there's any issues. If we're doing a great job, please let me know that too. You guys can always leave reviews on Yelp or Google or whatever it may be to really help us there. Or just call or text us and let us know there. If you guys have great transformation pictures, we'd love to share it. If that's okay with you guys can always call or text. Be proud of where you are going, okay? Doesn't matter where you started. Be proud of where you're going. So at that point, make the effort. If you guys are like morbidly obese, let's say I was 300 pounds and I started making progression and I was losing 20 pounds or 30 pounds, I would be very, very happy about that and want to share that with everybody at that point. Not that I'm perfect yet or even getting there, but that I'm making great strides. And that's really what it's about. That's what you should be proud of. Make those strides. Make those big strides for yourself, all right? Because your health and wellness is ultimately up to you. Quality of life is key. After competitions, after races, after whatever you're doing, you want quality of life. You want to feel good, spend time with your loved ones, family, if that's it, whatever it may be. So I want to leave you with that. Make sure your health's number one. Make sure you guys are checking, and make sure you guys are all good. All right, guys. I'm John. This is Titan Talk Tuesday. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be here every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're on the West Coast, that's 3 p.m. All right. Keep it locked. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Got all those videos I was telling you about on there. Keep it locked there. $100 gift certificate. Text 727-389-3220. It's our main number. You can text hashtag Titan Gift. $100 gift certificate, right? If you guys want any of the Titan gear, same number, hashtag Titan Gear, right? I'll pick one winner out of both categories. Send you guys out some free Titan gear. Somebody is going to get that $100 gift certificate. One of them will. I did not forget about your question. All right. So we're getting cramping in the hands. Let's answer this question for him real quick, guys. Because I want to answer you guys and get you guys the right answers. All right. So we got cramping in the hands. All right. So they're cramping up. When did you start getting the cramping in the hands? Has there been anything else you're taking, Warner Limo, that's making the cramping? Usually, if there's cramping in the hands and stuff like that, make sure you're getting proper water intake, right? Want to make sure that's good. There are some different things out there that can help with if you're getting arthritis per se, or I don't know. I mean, some people, they get a number of different issues with their hands. My dad has rheumatoid arthritis, real bad in the wrists, real bad in the hands. So at that point, there's a number of different things that can help him. BPC 157 was one thing. I've had him on for a while, and it's gotten better. Honestly, that and a little TB 500 I mixed it in with, for a month for him. He's been taking the BPC 157 just alone right now, and it's been working really wonders for him. So that might be another one. Anti-inflammatories. Be careful with anti-inflammatories if you guys are taking anti-inflammatories on kidney and liver. I broke my hand when I was young. Oh, okay. So if you broke your hand when you were young, did it heal correctly? That's the thing, because if it healed wrong, you could be having some issues in there. I don't really know if it was broke at that point and redid it. Anything for liver support, I can do that one. Glutathione Warner Limo is a good one for what you're talking about. And Lou 2404, you tuned at the right time. I wasn't going to tune out, but you tuned in for anything for liver support. Let's talk about this, and I'm going to cover this on the next Titan Talk Tuesday. It's my big theme topic. Liver support. I see a lot of different things out there for liver support. People want to take oral supplements and stuff like that. Guys, let's talk about a fact. Anything you put in your body orally, you're breaking down through your gastro tract, and your liver is a filter. So you're processing more and more through that liver. At that point, it might put more strain on there, causing more damage, okay? So liver support, glutathione, injectable glutathione, or injectable NAC, right? And these things will bring down those liver functions dramatically. I'm talking about triple digits down to normal ranges within 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, just depends. So if you're looking to bring down liver enzymes, you want liver support, the best out there, I hear Tudac and stuff like that, those are oral. I'm talking about injectable glutathione and injectable NAC. Injectable glutathione, 200 milligrams per ml. We usually do that therapy. If you're looking for like a daily support type deal, our Nectar of the Gods is awesome. It's got a lot of different things, but we talk about 2 proponents in there that we're talking about now, NAC and glutathione. Now, the glutathione is only 60 milligrams per ml in that, so it's a little bit less, but we're talking about daily support. Now, 200 milligrams per ml, you can take that every day. I think it's a little bit overkill if you're going to take that every day, every month, but some people do because not only for liver support, but it's a super antioxidant. So we know that it's going to boost the immune system. It's going to make you, let's say, immune to people, coughing on you, getting sick, or your kid coming home with runny noses and getting you sick. I hear that one all the time. I personally had to go through it myself. You take your son or your daughter to childcare, whether it be childcare or school, right? At that point, they're around all these other different kids. They're touching, picking up things that other kids are doing, sniffing, grabbing their nose, wiping their butts, whatever it may be, right? They do a lot. They're kids. And at that point, they touch it, they get these germs, they put these germs in their mouth, now they get sick. Now they come home, who's got to take care of them? You, mom or dad, have to take care of them, or grandpa or grandma at that point. And, you're going to be caring to them. You're going to get close to them, and you could get sick. Or your immune system might be down, and you're going to get sick because of that. So at that point, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting the proper nutrition, you're stressed out, these things lower immune function. So you always want to boost the immune system. That's why you always talk about people, vitamin C and boost the immune system. We have injectable vitamin C too if you guys want to do that, but glutathione is a super antioxidant. It's better than vitamin C. So at that point, you guys look into glutathione or NAC if you guys are looking into it. Do you have to do any blood work for AOD 9604? So, you don't have to do any blood work for AOD 9604, MK677, CJC 1295, Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, Titan Ultra, Glutathione, Hair Health Capsules, ECAs. Only therapies you have to do with, you have to do blood testing for IGF-1, you have to do blood testing for hormones, so testosterone, estrogen, anything like that, that's what you got to do. HCG diet. You don't have to do a blood test for HCG diet. So if you guys are interested in doing the HCG diet, please contact us, 727-389-3220. All right? I'll answer one more question. You're welcome, Lou. No problem. They put it back together, and I was in cast. Okay, so they did put it back together. So at that point, you're going to want to look in for something that's going to take the inflammation out of the area, Warner. I would look into glutathione or BPC 157 possibly. Why is it so long to get a consultation? Jordan Slade. Okay, so Jordan, unfortunately, we do, I think we're like 2 weeks out right now. We were 5 weeks out. I had to bring in another doctor for night consultations at that point. But the reason is because we do have a lot of patients, and a lot of people do want to come on. We provide a stellar service as far as customer service, patient care. You're always going to be able to get a hold of somebody, call, text, email. You're going to be able to come down here if you want. You'll have medications wherever you need to be as far as if you're traveling at your house. Now, Jordan, please call or text. Now, there's a list, like a cancellation list, and there are cancellations. So at that point, we'll be able to get you in probably faster than the 2 weeks, okay? So if you're looking to get a consultation, guys, call or text. Get on the list immediately. When the girls tell you, hey, listen, get on the list now. Let's secure your spot. Do it. And at that point, if you say, hey, listen, I need to get on a little bit quicker, we can possibly accommodate you guys. It just all depends. So at that point, please call or text. All right, guys. I think I've been out here a lot longer than I should be, but I love sharing the information with you guys. I love getting the feedback. So if there's anything else I can help with, please DM us. Make sure you keep it locked to our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. All right? I'm John from Titan. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Make sure you guys text for the $100 gift certificate and the Titan gear. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, Titan Talk Tuesday, right? I'll see you then. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Lots of love.